My beloved brothers and sisters, there are people in your life right now who smile at you, speak kindly to you, and stand close to you. But if you truly knew what existed inside their hearts, it would terrify you. There are people who secretly celebrate your pain, people who quietly feel disturbed by your success, and people who are waiting patiently for the moment you fall so they can feel superior over you. You trust them because they have never attacked you openly. But the most dangerous enemy is not the one who fights you in front of your face. It is the one who studies you in silence while pretending to care. Allah, in His infinite mercy, sometimes removes people from your life, not because you were weak, but because He saw the damage they were about to cause you before you ever realized it yourself. And what feels like heartbreak in the moment is often divine protection that will save your future, your peace, and even your faith. Walk away from the person who pretends to support you but secretly prays for your fall. My brothers and sisters, one of the most dangerous people you will ever encounter is not the one who openly hates you, but the one who quietly hopes for your failure while pretending to stand beside you. This person will smile at you, speak kindly to you, and act as if they want the best for you, but inside their heart they feel uncomfortable when you rise. They listen carefully when you share your dreams, not because they are happy for you, but because they want to measure how far you might go. They observe your progress closely, and every time you grow, they feel a silent disturbance inside themselves because your success reminds them of their own insecurities and fears. This person will never directly tell you to stop, because that would expose their true intention. Instead, they will use soft words that sound caring but are actually limiting. They will say things like, "Are you sure this is right for you?" Or, "Maybe you should not risk everything." Or, "People like us do not reach these levels." These words may sound like advice, but their hidden purpose is to plant doubt inside your heart. They want you to question yourself. They want you to hesitate. They want you to slow down, because your confidence makes them uncomfortable. Over time, their influence begins to affect you in ways you do not notice immediately. You begin to second guess your decisions. You begin to fear taking bold steps. You begin to shrink your dreams to fit the limits they silently placed on you. This is how they weaken you, not by attacking you openly, but by shaping how you see yourself. Their presence slowly makes you smaller, quieter, and less certain of your own strength. Allah warns us about envy, because envy is not just an emotion that stays hidden inside the heart. Envy grows, envy spreads, envy eventually pushes a person toward harmful actions. A person who cannot celebrate your success will eventually feel relief when you struggle. A person who feels threatened by your rise will never truly want to see you reach your full potential. When Allah removes such a person from your life, it is not abandonment, it is protection. It is Allah removing someone who was silently weakening your spirit, someone who could stand beside you but never truly stand with you. It is Allah clearing the path so you can grow without the invisible weight of someone secretly hoping you would fall. 2. Walk away from the person who learns your pain and later uses it to control you. My brothers and sisters, there are people who enter your life and make you feel safe in a way you have never felt before. They speak gently, they listen carefully, they make you believe that you can trust them completely. Because of this comfort, you begin to open your heart. You share your past pain, you share your fears, you share your insecurities. You tell them about the things that hurt you, the things that broke you, and the things that made you feel weak. You believe they are listening because they care about your healing, but in reality, some people listen because they are learning where you are most vulnerable. This person studies you without you realizing it. They learn what makes you emotional. They learn what makes you afraid. They learn what makes you feel insecure. They remember every detail, not to protect you, but to understand how you can be controlled. At first, they use this knowledge to make you feel understood, which makes you trust them even more. But later, when conflict comes, when their ego is hurt, or when their control over you begins to weaken, their behavior changes. They begin to remind you of your weaknesses. They bring up your past mistakes. They use your fears to manipulate your decisions. They may say things that make you feel exposed, things that make you regret trusting them. In that moment, you realize that the person you trusted with your pain is now using your pain as a weapon against you. This type of betrayal is deeply damaging because it attacks your sense of safety. It makes you feel emotionally unsafe. It makes you afraid to trust again. This is not the behavior of someone who truly loves you or cares about your well-being. A person who genuinely cares about you protects your weaknesses, not exposes them. They guard your trust, not abuse it. They help you heal, not use your wounds for their own advantage. When Allah removes such a person from your life, it is not a loss. It is a rescue, because the longer they remained close to you, the more power they would gain over your emotions, your confidence, and your peace. Allah, in His mercy, removes those who misuse your trust so that your heart can be protected from deeper harm. 3. Walk away from the person who slowly erases your sense of worth. My brothers and sisters, one of the most dangerous people you will ever encounter is not the one who attacks you in one moment, but the one who slowly breaks you over time until you no longer recognize who you used to be. This person does not destroy you with obvious cruelty. They destroy you quietly, patiently, and repeatedly until their voice becomes louder in your mind than your own voice. At first, their behavior seems small and harmless. They make little comments about your abilities. They question your decisions in subtle ways. They respond to your achievements without excitement. They rarely acknowledge your progress. They make you feel as though what you have done is not enough. When you share something you are proud of, they respond with silence or indifference. When you express confidence, they remind you of your past failures. When you dream of something bigger, they look at you with doubt instead of belief. They may say things like, "Be realistic," or "Do not expect too much," or "You are not ready for that." These words may sound normal, but their effect is powerful. They slowly weaken your belief in yourself. They slowly train your mind to see yourself as incapable, even when Allah created you with strength and potential. Over time, their voice begins to live inside your mind. You begin to question yourself before taking action. You begin to hesitate before making decisions. You begin to fear failure more than you desire growth. This is how your confidence is slowly erased, not in one moment, but through repeated exposure to someone who never truly believed in your strength. You begin to limit yourself without realizing that their influence shaped your thinking. You begin to accept less from yourself because they made you feel like you were never capable of more. This type of person is dangerous because they disconnect you from the truth of who you are. Allah created you with dignity. Allah created you with purpose. Allah placed strength inside you that you may not even fully understand yet. But when someone constantly makes you feel small, they are interfering with your ability to see what Allah placed within you. They make you forget your value. They make you forget your potential. They make you forget that your worth comes from Allah, not from their opinion. Allah says in the Quran that He honored the children of Adam. This means your honor is not given by people, and it cannot be taken by people. But when you remain close to someone who constantly weakens your confidence, their words slowly reshape how you see yourself. Their presence becomes a barrier between you and your growth. Their influence becomes a weight that holds you back from becoming who you were meant to be. When Allah removes such a person from your life, it may feel painful at first because you were emotionally attached to them. But in reality, Allah is freeing you from someone who was slowly disconnecting you from your strength. Allah is removing the voice that was making you doubt yourself. Allah is giving you the space to rediscover your confidence without their negative influence surrounding you. Sometimes, the reason you begin to grow rapidly after someone leaves your life is because their presence was silently limiting you. Their absence allows your true strength to return. Their absence allows your mind to become clear again. Their absence allows you to finally see yourself the way Allah created you, capable, worthy, and strong. When Allah removes someone who made you feel small, it is because He never intended for you to live your life believing you were weak. 4. Walk away from the person who stays close only to witness your weakest moments but disappears when you become strong. My brothers and sisters, there is a type of person whose presence in your life feels comforting when you are broken, but strangely distant when you begin to heal. This person appears during your lowest moments. They sit with you when you are in pain. They listen when you are struggling. They offer words that seem supportive on the surface. They make you feel as though they care deeply about your well-being. But what you do not realize is that their attachment to you is not always rooted in love. Sometimes their attachment is rooted in your weakness. This person becomes comfortable seeing you dependent, vulnerable, and emotionally fragile. Your broken state gives them a sense of importance, it gives them a role, it gives them emotional control over your life. When you are weak, they feel needed. When you are lost, they feel significant. When you rely on them for emotional support, they feel powerful without openly showing it. They may never admit this, even to themselves, but their behavior reveals the truth. But something begins to change the moment you start to heal. The moment you begin to regain your strength, their energy shifts. The moment you stop depending on them emotionally, their presence becomes less consistent. They no longer show the same level of attention. They no longer appear as invested in your life. You may notice that they are quieter when you share your progress. They are less enthusiastic when you share your success. They are less present when you stand on your own without needing their emotional support. This is because your strength removes the role they once held in your life. Your healing removes their emotional influence. Your independence removes their silent control. And without realizing it, you begin to see that their closeness was strongest when you were weakest. This type of person is dangerous because their connection to you was not built on your growth, but on your vulnerability. They were comfortable with your pain, but uncomfortable with your power. They remained close when you were broken, but distant when you became whole. Their presence was tied to your weakness, not your elevation. Allah warns us in the Quran that there are people who are distressed when good touches you, but satisfied when hardship reaches you. This reveals a hidden reality about human nature. Not everyone who stands beside you wants to see you rise. Some people find comfort in your struggle because it keeps you emotionally beneath them. When Allah removes such a person from your life, it may initially feel confusing and painful. You may question why someone who was present during your hardest moments would suddenly become distant. But what you must understand is that Allah is revealing the truth about their presence. He is showing you that their connection to you was never rooted in your long-term growth. It was rooted in your temporary weakness. Allah, in His mercy, removes those who are attached to your broken version because He intends for you to grow into your stronger version. He removes those who were comfortable with your pain because He does not intend for you to remain in pain. He removes those who silently benefited from your weakness because He intends for you to reclaim your strength completely. Sometimes Allah removes people not because you are losing support, but because you are outgrowing those who were only meant to accompany you during your lowest chapter, not your highest one. Their absence is not your loss. Their absence is Allah making space for people who will stand beside you not only when you are broken, but also when you are strong, confident, and rising toward the purpose He created you for. 5. Walk away from the person who quietly blocks your future without you realizing it. My brothers and sisters, one of the most dangerous people you will ever encounter is not the one who openly tries to destroy you, but the one who quietly keeps you exactly where you are, preventing you from becoming who Allah created you to be. This person does not attack you directly. They do not insult you. They do not openly harm you. Instead, they slowly shape your environment in a way that keeps you comfortable, distracted, and spiritually and mentally stagnant. Their influence is subtle, but its effect is powerful because it delays your growth without you even realizing that your growth has been delayed. This person enters your life and normalizes a life without progress. They make wasting time feel acceptable. They make laziness feel normal. They make distraction feel harmless. They constantly invite you toward comfort instead of discipline. They pull you toward temporary pleasure instead of long-term purpose. They may say things like, "You have time, there is no rush," or "Relax, enjoy life now," or "Why are you working so hard?" These words may sound innocent, but their long-term effect is dangerous. Because while you remain comfortable, your potential remains unused. While you remain distracted, your future remains delayed. Slowly, your habits begin to change. You become less focused. You become less disciplined. You begin to delay important decisions. You begin to avoid difficult actions that could elevate your life. You begin to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving, not because you are weak, but because their presence made stagnation feel safe. This type of person is dangerous because they do not destroy your present, they destroy your future. They keep you emotionally and mentally trapped in a version of yourself that is smaller than who you were meant to become. They prevent you from discovering your full strength. They prevent you from reaching the purpose Allah placed inside you. And the most dangerous part is that you may not even realize it while it is happening. Allah created you with a purpose. Allah did not create you to live a life of distraction, delay, and wasted potential. Allah placed abilities inside you that were meant to grow, meant to expand, and meant to elevate your life and your akhirah. But when you remain close to someone who constantly pulls you away from growth, their influence becomes a silent barrier between you and your destiny. The Prophet ﷺ warned us about wasting time, because time is one of the greatest gifts Allah has given you. Every day that passes is a part of your life that will never return. Every moment spent in distraction is a moment lost forever. And anyone who consistently encourages you to waste your time is not protecting your future, they are silently stealing it from you. When Allah removes such a person from your life, it may initially feel like you lost companionship. It may feel like you lost comfort. But in reality, Allah is removing the barrier that was standing between you and your growth. He is removing the influence that was keeping you small. He is removing the presence that was quietly delaying your elevation. Sometimes the reason you begin to grow rapidly after certain people leave your life is because their presence was slowing you down. Their absence allows your mind to become focused again. Their absence allows your discipline to return. Their absence allows you to reconnect with your purpose. Allah does not remove such people to make your life harder. He removes them to make your path clearer. He removes them so you can finally step into the future that was waiting for you all along. 6. Walk away from the person who pretends to be loyal in front of you but destroys your reputation behind your back. My brothers and sisters, there is a type of person who will look into your eyes, smile at you, speak to you with kindness, and make you believe that they are loyal to you while secretly damaging your name in places you cannot see. This person will sit with you, laugh with you, and act as if they respect you. But when you are absent, their words become completely different. They speak about you in ways that weaken how others see you. They spread doubt about your character. They share your private matters without your permission. They slowly poison your reputation while protecting their image of innocence. What makes this person extremely dangerous is that you may continue trusting them while they are quietly destroying how others perceive you. You may never understand why people begin to treat you differently. You may never understand why opportunities begin to disappear. You may never understand why certain doors begin to close. This is because reputation is fragile. It can be damaged silently, without confrontation and without your knowledge. This person does not attack you directly because they fear losing access to you. They want to remain close enough to observe you, to gather information about you, and to maintain the appearance of loyalty. But behind your back, they present a different version of you to others. They may exaggerate your mistakes, they may twist your words, they may present your weaknesses as your identity. They do this to elevate themselves, to protect their own insecurity, or to reduce your influence in the eyes of others. Allah warns us clearly in the Quran about those who harm others with their tongues. Words are powerful. Words can destroy trust. Words can destroy honor. Words can destroy relationships. And the damage caused by words often spreads faster than the truth can correct it. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that a true believer protects the honor of his brother, not destroys it. A true believer speaks good or remains silent. But the person who pretends loyalty while secretly damaging you has chosen deception over integrity. They have chosen betrayal over sincerity. This type of person is dangerous because they do not only attack your present, they attack your future. They influence how others see you, they influence how others trust you, they influence the opportunities that come into your life. And they do all of this while standing beside you, pretending to be someone who cares. When Allah exposes such a person and removes them from your life, it is not a loss. It is protection of your dignity. It is protection of your honor. It is Allah removing someone who was silently working against you while pretending to stand with you. Sometimes you may feel shocked when the truth about such a person is revealed. You may feel hurt, you may feel betrayed, but you must understand that Allah does not expose such people to hurt you. He exposes them to protect you from deeper damage that would have continued if their deception remained hidden. Allah, in His mercy, removes those who cannot be trusted with your name, because your honor is too valuable to be placed in the hands of those who secretly work to destroy it. When Allah removes such a person, do not chase them. Do not question the separation, because Allah has just protected something you cannot replace: your dignity, your reputation, and your peace. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a truth that many people only understand after years of pain, betrayal, and emotional exhaustion. Not every person who leaves your life was meant to stay, and not every separation is a loss. Sometimes separation is the greatest protection Allah gives you. Sometimes the very person you cried over was the very person Allah was saving you from. You may have loved them, you may have trusted them, you may have believed they would always stand beside you, but Allah, in His perfect knowledge, saw what you could not see. He saw their hidden intentions. He saw the damage they were capable of causing. He saw the future you were walking toward if they remained in your life, and He chose to protect you before that damage became permanent. There are people who enter your life as a test, not as a blessing. They test your awareness, they test your strength, they test your ability to recognize who deserves access to your heart and who does not. And when Allah removes them, it is not because you are weak, it is because He is strengthening you. It is because He is clearing your path. It is because He is preparing you for a future that requires peace, clarity, and strength, not betrayal, manipulation, and hidden harm. Allah says in the Quran, perhaps you hate something and it is good for you, and perhaps you love something and it is bad for you, and Allah knows while you know not. This means that what feels painful today may be protecting you from a greater pain tomorrow. What feels like rejection today may actually be divine protection. What feels like loss today may actually be Allah removing a hidden danger from your life. You must understand that you are not responsible for keeping people who harm your peace. You are not responsible for chasing those who betray your trust. You are not responsible for holding on to people who weaken your confidence, damage your dignity, and silently block your growth. Walking away is not weakness. Walking away is awareness. Walking away is protecting the heart Allah entrusted to you. Trust Allah when He removes people from your life. Trust His wisdom even when your heart does not understand it yet. Because Allah never removes something without replacing it with something better. And Allah never protects you without purpose. One day, you will look back and realize that the people you begged Allah to keep were the very people you needed Him to remove. And in that moment, you will understand that Allah was not hurting you. Allah was protecting you, guiding you, and saving you from a destruction you never saw coming. So do not chase those who walked away. Do not regret what Allah removed. Because when Allah protects you, He does it with perfect wisdom, perfect timing, and perfect love.